This is Twit.
Hey, the new iPad Air went on sale today in 42 countries. That makes it the widest Apple tablet launch yet. Prices in the U.S. start at $499 per usual. Because no pre-orders were allowed, several Apple stores had customers lining up to buy the new tablet. The new Retina iPad mini goes on sale later this month, though no date for that one has yet been set.
Got mine online. Going to go pick it up in store later today. Remember last year when the Rockstar Consortium, backed by Apple, Microsoft, BlackBerry, Sony, and Ericsson, closed its purchase on thousands of former Nortel patents for $4.5 billion? Well, at the time, the team agreed to license the tech on fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory terms, those FRAND terms. According to Reuters, Rockstar, now, along with another company, Netstar, has filed a lawsuit against Google over 7 of those patents, reportedly covering the ability to match internet search terms to advertising. Other companies targeted include Android device makers Samsung, LG, Asus, HTC, Pantech, ZTE, and Huawei.
Oh, everybody's suing everybody. That's awesome. I feel like the boy who cried wolf, but this time, I'm telling you it's true. The Nexus 5 was listed on the Google Play Store, and it was on purpose this time. You could actually buy a 16-gigabyte model for $349 or a 32-gigabyte model for $399. For specs, all of those leaks were pretty much right. Nexus 5 comes in black and white, supports LTE, has a 1080p 4.95-inch screen, and is powered by a 2.26 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor. Now, originally, shipping times were 3 to 5 days, but as of this morning, the 16-gigabyte model is sold out for the time being, and the 32-gigabyte version ships in 2 to 3 weeks.
Google also launched its KitKat version Android 4.4 Thursday, with Senior Vice President of Android Chrome and Apps, Sundar Pichai, promising, quote, "You have one version of the operating system which will run across all versions of Android smartphones. So bear with me. Let's see how that shakes out." Ships on the Nexus 5, as Ayaz just mentioned, and KitKat will soon come to the Nexus 4, the Nexus 7, and the Nexus 10. Coming weeks, says Google. Samsung Galaxy Nexus, however, will not receive the KitKat update, and Gadget says its sources say this is because of the Texas Instruments chipset. TI no longer supports that because they laid off all those people. HTC told Engadget the Google Play edition of the HTC One will get KitKat in 15 days, other unlocked versions in 30 days, and all HTC Ones in 90 days. And Motorola published a list of its phones that will get KitKat, including Droid Ultra, Droid Max, Droid Mini, and Moto X, but they didn't give a time frame.
The contents of those mysterious barges, the Google's San Francisco barge at least, has reportedly been revealed. Local CBS station KPIX5 reports multiple sources that say the barge's space will be taken up by luxury showrooms for the company's upcoming Google Glass headset, with the top floor of the barge being reserved to be a party deck. The project is under the oversight of Google co-founder and Google X leader Sergey Brin, and the plan is to upstage Apple's retail stores with the dazzling and unusual showrooms.
I have to point out, Google X leader, not X leader.
Very big difference right there.
Correct. Yes, no E. No E.
Comcast donates a Seattle mayoral candidate. Sounds like a boring story, right? But you'd be wrong. Current Seattle Mayor Mark McGinn is behind a public/private initiative that would bring the city inexpensive internet with speeds of up to 1 gigabit per second for $80 a month. Now, McGinn was asked on a Reddit Ask Me Anything, what would happen to that fiber network should he lose to challenger Ed Murray? Now, McGinn said, quote, "I don't know, but I do know Comcast gave Murray a big pile of money," end quote. And that statement strongly insinuates that maybe a Comcast-backed Seattle mayor would favor Comcast and not a low-cost alternative. A spokesperson from candidate Murray says that the city would honor the pilot program, but was non-committal about the future of fiber in Seattle. Thanks, PC Guy 8088, for submitting this to the subreddit.
Wow, you mean money might affect politics? I'm shocked. Many websites launch badly, speaking of politics, but few as badly as the U.S. government's Healthcare.gov health insurance exchange website. And rarely do websites get to call the entire tech community to help fix their problems. Google, Red Hat, Oracle, and other tech companies will contribute dozens of engineers and programmers in an effort to help fix Healthcare.org's problems. U.S. citizens who don't have health insurance by March 31st may have to pay a fine of as much as 1% of their income.
Google, Facebook, Twitter, and other tech companies are all pushing back against government requests for user data, from things like publishing the numbers of those requests that they receive to having conversations with officials behind closed doors. Companies are building technical fortresses, which are intended to make that private information inaccessible to governments and spies. But there's an issue here, and that's that their business models rely on collecting that same data largely to sell personalized ads. So as long as these companies remain ad companies, their data will remain a gold mine for law enforcement and spies. What's a billion-dollar tech giant to do?
I guess just stop selling everything.
Yeah, just, you don't need ads.
Right. What do you need them for? You're just getting sued over their patents. Time Warner Cable lost 306,000 TV subscribers from July through September this summer when it attributes to its carriage dispute with CBS. During that dispute, Time Warner removed CBS, Showtime, and other CBS properties from its lineup and ended up issuing $15 million in credit to its Showtime subscribers who lost the service. By comparison, in 2012, in the same time period, Time Warner Cable lost 29,000 subscribers compared to 306,000. Thanks to NCD 75 for submitting that in the subreddit.
Someone claiming to be from the group Anonymous is taking credit for hacking the Singapore newspaper site Straits Times. Now, that paper is the country's leading newspaper. The person behind the attack goes by the handle The Messiah and said the newspaper misled the public in its reporting of an anonymous threat, the group Anonymous, to Singapore's infrastructure. Anonymous is against Singapore's new licensing regulations for news sites. The post by The Messiah says Anonymous will attack the infrastructure of Singapore only if the internet framework gets implemented, not otherwise.
By the way, insta correction, I said healthcare.org in the news fuse. It's healthcare.gov, obviously. I did not mean to malign healthcare.org, whoever they may be.